Mr. Drysdale just left his tee behind. Wow, tremendous stuff. I'll see you back on air in about 5 minutes.
Well, that's quite extraordinary. Late delivery of a buffet to John Canis as play gets underway. Mahon at the bottom of the pack after receiving the tap from Stephen, and the umpire will do it again. So here it's after that onslaught of scores, it's 9 goals 54 Old Xaverians, 8-4 52 Uni Blacks at the bottom of the pack. Again, Mahon just can't quite break free. It's been the theme with Semiopolis all over him. Another ball up, third stoppage. Stephen won it short, just deflected off him. Opportunity for Old Xaverians as they work it through half back. Dynan just got a little boot to it. Semiopolis handball out wide at a Prowse. Prowse kicks it towards left half forward. Over the head of two players, and then that would just about be off the boot of Bean, I'd say, for out of bounds on the full it is. So Old Xaverians can bring it back in through Tiernan. Louis Tiernan onto the left boot, kicks it to the top of the square for Old Xaverians, and then punched away by Brendan Dess, and the ball goes over the boundary line, left forward pocket for Xavs.
So no change to their half-time score. It's Blacks 8-4 52, 9 straight to Old Xaverians 54. Ball back in play, Handley can't get it down. Blacks do well though. They get it to Mahon. Goes to the left boot. It's a bit of a high up and under. Richardson plays from behind. Can't quite get there. It was with Blacks. Free kick. Going their way for holding the man. So they've got it in the centre square. Defensive side of the middle of the ground. Swing wide onto the right boot. Honours a long lead. And a strong mark there by Robbins. So Robbins between wing and half forward. Goes with the right boot. Up the line. Batten from the side. Can't get there. Ball in dispute, flicks over the back of the pack. Comes there to Mark Johnson. He clears to the outer side of the ground. No one's able to quite get there. Curnow, fierce tack on the footy. Picks it up now. Handballs to a teammate who swings onto the right boot. Inside 45. 2 Blacks players get there. Richardson can't take it. Ball in dispute. Falls to Robbins. He goes with the right foot across his body right to the goal line. Comes off hands and goes through for one behind. I think it was Tom Sharp actually on the right foot there. He has 3 goals won this afternoon, and Blacks go to 8-5 53. They try by 1 point. Xavs 9 straight 54.
So for
John
Old
Canis
Xavs,
is having his third pie.
Tommy Johnson kicks it to the outer side, but in the front spot was Adam Pitt for Blacks. So Pitt will just bang it back in towards the forward line. Who can mark here? Using his body was Batten, but at the fall of the ball for Old Xavs was Johnston, who just throws it on the boot. It's bouncing, it's rolling, it's bouncing, and goes out of bounds at left half back for Old Xaverians.
That would have been called in the other competition.
I think it may have been.
It's ridiculous.
It was in the back of my mind there, Kenny.
Good umpiring.
So the throw in. Steedman down towards Beetham. And he's gang tackled. Tackling's been a feature of the game here, and it'll be thrown up right on the chalk. 45-metre arcs here at Melbourne Uni. No one really takes the tap that time. Hacked forward by Uni. Blacks to Dornoff. That was Mahon to Dornoff, and he can go back and have a shot at goal 20 metres out, virtually in front. And Kenny will put them in front if he can score here.
Yes, should kick the goal from here.
So they trail by 1, but can Lockie Dornoff put the home side in front? He can. Makes no mistake. And it's now 9-5 59. Old Xaverians 9 straight goals, 54. And we've been going 3.5 minutes thanks to Bendigo Private Banking Services this third quarter in the VAFA Match of the Day, brought to you by BLK Sport.
Well, once again, it was a great piece of play of Bede Marnes there to get in and win the hard ball and still be able to pass it off and to give his forward a better than even chance to mark it on his chest.
And not just that, Ken. Dornoff kicked 4 goals last week. That's not far off his first touch today. So they could do with the lift from him.
So it's a 5-point lead to Uni Blacks. They've got it again in the middle. Quick kick out of the pack. Goes not as far as they would have liked. At ground level though, Richardson keeping in front of him. Can't get a handle on it. Ball in disputed, half forward for Uni Blacks. Belted forward inside 50. Falls there. Oh, Sharp just couldn't quite pick it up. Gets it now on the second attempt. Going to Curnow. Can't get there. Prowse marks it. Great tackle by Curnow. And umpire calls for it of a ball up directly in front, 40 metres out from Black's goal. So Steedman knocks it down for Blacks. Mahon is on the bottom of the pack, as is Lockie Dornoff. He's got his tail up now after kicking his first goal for the afternoon. No one can get it.
Certainly got the close one. None of the others look like being that close.
So Steedman belts it into a bit of pack. Quick kick around the corner and it's a goal.
Is that Bede?
So it was
Bede
Mahon.
Looks like it, I think.
Yeah, it was him. He's kicked his first for this afternoon, and the skipper extends the lead for the home side. They now lead by 11 points. Travelled 5 minutes, third quarter, brought to you by BLK Sport.
Well, that's a real captain's goal, that one. He's been terrific in every minute of this opening third quarter. Been very, very good. Very good for his side.
So the first time in the entire afternoon, Old Xavs have to come from behind. Falls to Tiernan, who's been tackled, and the umpire says, I'll have it right on the cricket pitch area.
Not just behind, but a long way behind in terms of this game.
So Shaw won the tap that time. Fell down towards Denton, who's tackled, and the umpire says, I'll have it. So it's Blacks 65, Old Xavs 9 straight goals, 54. So
Beetham was dropping the ball.
Beetham
was dropping the ball too.
Let it go, and it falls to ground level. Going to have about another bounce here, about the third or fourth in succession.
We're saying that it's about halfway through the first quarter. It's 3 goals to Xavs and 10 goals to Blacks.
Was slapped down by Shaw only as far as Mahon for Uni Blacks, who sends it long, and then a big fly by Dornoff, if you don't mind.
He's come to life.
He has plucked it from the sky with a big mark. Got some lift himself, the little fellow, and he's going to go back directly in front, and this would be a team lifter. They lead by 11. This to put them, can you believe it, 17 in front. He goes back and misses it. After a brilliant mark, he glances it to the right. So it's Blacks 10, 6, 66. Xavs 9 straight goals, 54, and we've gone 6.5 minutes for Bendigo Private Banking Services.
So Dynan goes with the left boot, clears the defensive 45. Quick kick from Xavs, gets it up to the wing, but mark taken by Blacks. So Blacks have got all the wind at their backs here. They lead by 12 points, but all the momentum. Terrible kick by Blacks though, only as far as Noonan. It's a handball to Dynan. Dynan goes to centre half back. Good mark by Shaw. Looks to give it off to a runner. Does now. They kick from half back to half forward. Good strong mark out in front is Goss. Long way from home. Handballs to a teammate. Kicks to one-on-one. Handley by himself. Terrific mark.
Once again, a terrific passage of play to build up for that goal. Came right from the back pocket. And I don't think a Blacks player touched the ball on the way through. Fantastic work.
So Handley going for his 5th straight goal. Goal umpire goes a long way to his left, but sneaks it in. So a much needed goal for Xavs. Handley's 5th. They down to 10 straight 60. They trail by 6 points. Uni Blacks 10, 6, 66. We've travelled 8 minutes, third quarter. Brought to you by BLK Sport, and that score on the Bendigo Private Banking Service scoreboard.
Battle of Hastings, isn't it? 10-66.
It is 10-66, the Battle of Hastings, the Vikings.
It's the only thing I ever knew about history.
The Bayou Tapestry. Anyway.
Back in the middle, there's a goal in it. Shaw won the tap down towards Beetham for Old Xavs. Goes ferreting after it. Was able to pick it up and then gang tackled by 2, and he's going to get a free kick for in the back.
And he's down.
Possibly too high too, but
I think he's copped it in all directions there. And he's very slow in picking himself up again with a knock to the head. It was just around the right eye region. But he's got the football in the middle of the ground. Caden Beetham sends it along. Handley in the middle of a lot of players, but they've plucked it out of the air anyway. Margin's taken it.
That's a beauty.
Matthew Margin. So we've seen a real display of marking in the last 5 minutes from both teams, and he can go back from about 25 metres out and kick for them their 11th.
And second time today we've seen the ball with a player that got in front when the ball was pulling up into that bruise, into that same pocket.
Margin comes in to level the scores. He makes the goal umpire run, but this time it's further than the goal stick, it's gone through for a behind. So as Bean brings it back into play, kicks it to Quayle for Uni Blacks. It is 10-6-66 Melbourne Uni, 10-1-61 Old Xavs.
So Margin's the man to break the 100% accuracy record for Old Xavs. Turnover here by Blacks at half back. Ball in dispute. Managed to...
Gee, that was a costly fumble there for Xavs.
Yeah.
In and out of his hands.
Costly fumble and a fortunate free kick goes to Richardson for too high. He works it for a teammate out of side of the ground. Batten takes the mark. True wing position. He's played well this afternoon. Batten really provided a presence. So he goes with the right foot up the line. Not a great kick, but crashing through the back is sharp. Gets there now on the second attempt. Quick kick up the line. Looking to find a teammate. It's come off the boot of Bruno. A couple of Blacks players appeal for out of bounds on the full. They say no. Ball up. Boundary throw in.
Only point of interest there is that after much canning from my on-air special comments man, Ken Petrucco, he's actually reached for a pie and just driven it down his throat.
So Blacks have got it. Quick kick around the corner, goes to the top of the square, but mark taken by Xavs. And wasn't paid.
Look at the solo
as
too.
It was far enough.
Wash it down with the solo, Kenny. That's the stuff. There's a couple more there.
Good to see that Ken is still with us. Just knocking back a drink like there's no tomorrow. Mark taken in the back pocket by Esmond Prowse for Xavs.
Got to love your work, Ken. As it's Prowse, who's had plenty of it. Kicks it towards centre wing and the big men fly. Mark taken on the outer side by Steedman, who then darts a precision kick. And then the handball from Hogan to Flight, who kicks it towards the pocket and has kicked it out of bounds on the full.
I think it's fair to say the wind has dropped right off. Everything is still. The clouds rolling in, and just looking at the trees around the ground on the far side, they're lying limp. So no wind effect on the game now.
So Johnson received it from Wynn, got it back to Wynn, and now they're under pressure. And here's a chance for Blacks. Running onto it was Richardson, who just snapped it round the body and put it through. Well, initially it was Mark Johnson who received it from Wynn, then he gave it back to Wynn, and then all of a sudden they were paddling themselves in out of trouble.
I'll tell you what I put that down to. That narrow pocket. They have to take it. They run out of space on that far side with the fence. There's no width in the ground. They had to bring it back into the centre. They wanted to spot up a short kick to keep possession of it, and it was hot in there. Players were never so far away because it is never too far away because it's such a small area, and the pressure from Blacks caused the turnover and a good goal by Charlie Richardson.
11-6-72 Uni Blacks, 10-1-61 Old Xavs.
So batting into the ruck, Blacks take it out of the middle, inside 45. Almost a mark there, they can't get it. Richardson, that man again, the goal scorer. Yeah. He's got the ball on a string. Wrapped up in a tackle there is Pitt. And umpire says, give it to me, we'll have a ball up right half forward for Blacks.
And Moorfield that was.
They lead 72 to Xavs 61. Comes the Xavs. They work it out. The ball pressure. Up. Mucked it up though. Clay Johnson, Corley Beefy put his head over the footy and wins a free kick. Take advantage and paid. Prowse. Handballs to Dynan. Dynan goes with a left boot. Brendan Goss, strong mark out in front of his eyes. He's a kick and a half from goal though. What will he do? Goes across the ground. In for a teammate who's drifted into some space. It's that man, Edward Prowse.
What great hands Grossi has got.
Well, one too many.
So one too many, and Xavs have turned it over. So Blacks have got it.
Kerry Curnow giving Goss a little bit of hurry up after that.
So Sharp on the left boot, goes wide, finds Batten. Batten on the outer side of the ground. Squares it up looking for Richardson, but chopped off, and Xavs have got it.
Yeah, it was a dangerous kick. Anderson, isn't it? So Anderson for Xavs with the football. Wanted to go to the right. Now he's going to go to the left, and he's going to go backwards. He's going to go backwards to the near side where Tiernan's got it.
It's a good kick. Faded it away from the Blacks players. Smart kick.
Tiernan. Now he's going to find a man right in front of us who was taken late in Johnson. Bean at the back picked it up and then just hacked it forward towards the 45-metre arc, but plenty of Old Xaverians players around. Tiernan flirts with the boundary line, a short one to Margin. So Margin, near side wing, kicks it to a contest over their head. Bean and also Johnston doing battle. Johnston grabbed it. Bean tackled him. And Rosden appealing to the umpire, I don't have the football, sir. And the umpire says, I'll have it, thank you very much.
Played Tyrone Bean again.
So it is at left half forward now for the Old Xaverians team. That went in, ducked his head twice, and the umpire said, you ping.
Good umpiring that was.
So Old Xaverians have it, Beetham. Beetham kicks it towards the other side of the ground, into the middle he goes, in the hands of Douglas. Douglas goes out wide. Finds, on this occasion, Wynn went with the short kick. Follows it up, grabs it, Sharp tackles him. That's holding the ball.
Oh, he's paid the leg. He's legged him.
Gee, I tell you what, that has to be holding the ball, doesn't it?
Well, it starts on the waist, and the momentum drags him along, and then his arms end up falling down below his knees. So if you start at the waist and you tackle legitimately, what are you supposed to do? Let go halfway.
He was holding the ball before it went down the leg.
Munners might be able to tell us there. If you start tackling someone around the waist and they drag you along and your hands slip down, they don't get rid of the ball, but your hands slip down to the knees, do you pay a trip like that?
Well, it's a contentious one, but it's been paid as a trip as Wynn comes in for Old Xavs, and he's missed it.
But Brian Goodman could answer that. It's normally pretty quick on the text, Brian, as you well know, Matt.
11-6-72.
He's saving it up for Saturday morning.
And Xavs 10-2-62. What a good game we have here.
Cracking game.
So Tyrone Bean
Red
takes
and
the
black.
kick out. Oh, takes on the man on the mark and does well. Sinks the right foot, kick right into the centre of the ground.
Great kick.
Mark taken there by
Got that
Sharp.
off on the break there. He just couldn't get far enough back off the mark. Bad luck.
And he's mucked it up with a kick to centre half back. Finds Josh Anderson. Anderson who goes wide for Xavs. So Prowse goes with the right boot. Finds Douglas. Douglas on the right foot inside 45. Goss running at full pace. Just a terrific mark he is. Swings around onto the right foot into the pocket looking for Handley. But chopped off by Blacks and they'll take it at the left back pocket.
So this is Pitt. Pitt to the outer side.
Oh,
And no mark taken there. He's had about 14 cracks at it, Cruz, and it's fallen to the ground. Old Xavs can jump on here. And a real Fossick for the football. The umpire says, I'll have it. So it's on the far side, almost against the boundary line, right half forward here for Old Xaverians. And then just a hack out of nowhere, that time from Denton. And that goes through for a behind. So after they couldn't kick it behind to save themselves, Old Xavs, they're starting to rack them up. It is 72 Uni Black, 63 Old Xavs, and the ball in the hand of Quayle. Quayle near side and finds Lay, Harry Lay, onto the right boot. He's going to try and centre it up in towards the middle of the ground to a neutral ball, one-on-one. Over their head it goes. Prowse got it. Handball to Anderson, who just hacks it in the air. Simeopoulos went for the mark, just butted it up though, did it well. Centering kick, that was good vision as well. Finds a man in the middle of the ground. Was handed over towards Beetham after receiving it from Douglas. Outer side of the ground, Old Xaverians now at right half forward, giving a chance to Goss. Goss in the race of the ball, falls behind him, and Uni Blacks can repel through Des.
so Blacks go through Des. Centre half back, spearing pass into the middle ground. Great mark taken by Locke. Locke gives a handball to a teammate.
Tyson.
Kicks inside 45. Good punch from Dynan there over the back. Numbers with Xavs. Gets it to Prowse right up against the boundary line. Clever handball. Dynan is right up against the boundary line.
Beautiful kick, Tim Dynan.
Beautiful kick. So mark taken by Simeopoulos. Swings onto the right boot.
Gee, great
Centre
plays,
the
Xavs.
ground. Great mark by Caden Beetham. Goes with the right foot. Goss tried to turn his man, just couldn't quite. Blacks do well there and they run away with it off half back.
They certainly do. That's Bennett with the handball inboard, and then they've almost coughed it up here. Under enormous pressure for Blacks was Locke. And now it's been picked up by Beetham. For Xaverians, he's found a man all on his Pat Malone.
Oh, Chopper's on
It's
here
been marked by Williams, who kicks it to the other pocket, and the mark's been taken by Margin. He could have gone back and gone for it himself,
He should have left it for Chopper the way he's kicking his goal.
but he's kicked it to Margin, who's on the other side of the ground and can kick from 30 metres out. Old Xaverians looking for their 11.
Oh, great end-to-end footy. I mean, that's the skill of the Xavs players coming down that boundary in front of us, and the kicking of Tim Dynan, just fantastic. Great to watch.
So Matthew Margin to get this margin within 3. He's on the outer side of the ground. Loads up. That's not missing. That's a goal to Old Xavs. What a good game of football.
Yeah.
We are 20 minutes almost into the third quarter thanks to Bendigo Private Banking Services. It is Uni Blacks 11-6-72. Old Xavs 11-3-69. A good game of football, the VAFA match of the day.
And around the grounds out at Old Trinity, Blues are having a great quarter. They've kicked 10 goals, 69. Trinity have just kicked a goal, so they've gone to 7-8-50. So the Blues up by 3 goals there, rather surprisingly. Collegian 7-6-48. St Kevin's 4-9-33. And D-Lara 13-10-88. Old Melburnians 6-7-43.
So 3-point lead to the home side. 72 plays 69 here at the Melbourne University Sports Ground. In the middle, Empire's picked out a free kick. So it's going the way of Blacks, and it'll go to Tyson Cruz. So he swings onto the left with a long kick right to the top of the square. Standing tall. Quick kick around the
Great
corner.
goal.
Has
Dornoff.
kicked it. And it was Dornoff again.
Yep, he's come to life.
He's kicked 2 goals, 1 all in the third quarter. And
Hardly had a kick before that.
barely touched the ball in the first half. Kicked 4 goals last week, 2 goals, 1 in the third quarter here. And it's Blacks go out to 12-6-78 and lead by 9 points over Xavs, 11-3-69.
Well, just a great small man goal, Ken, if you don't mind me saying. Nothing that any big blokes like you would ever hope in hell at kicking. Standing in front of the pack, getting the spill off hands, and a great snap. And he's quite a dangerous little low to the ground player. So great game of footy. And a great answer from that other Xavs goal.
Harry King back on the ground for Uni Blacks. Steedman went early and it was one down by Shaw, and then in the end Beetham was held up. The umpire will do it again. So ball up in the centre. And Old Xavs just winning the tap that time. King at the bottom of the pack. Beetham over the top. Old Xavs want holding. They're not going to get it. Third attempt by the umpire. Up it goes again. So Shaw and Steedman negate each other. King just hacks it towards centre half forward. Richardson couldn't take the mark. Dynan goes in, picks up the football for Old Xavs. He's beset upon, and the umpire crosses himself virtually at centre half forward.
Talking about beset upon, so are the Pies. They're feeling very threatened as Uncle Ken opens up and throws down another one.
Ball comes out towards Curnow. Dynan tried to dispossess him. Also Denton. Opportunity now, but it's been negated by Old Xaverians as they work it off centre half back. Now the kick was looking for Johnston, didn't quite reach him, and then a pack forms. Real scrap for it near side. Johnson was just dumped to the ground by Adam Pett, and the umpire says throw it in.
He's a very good player, Adam Pett. Good strong play.
So fierce contest there. Broadcast side of the ground. Great tap down though to Xavs. Goes to the Tommy Johnson. Kicks it to 50 metres out. Handley stuck underneath it. All quick little give and go. Couldn't quite get there. Wrapped up was the backs player Drysdale by Handley, and he's going to win a free kick for too high. So Blacks waste no time. They get it to Cruz. He runs a long way. Goes on the right foot from half back to half forward. No one's able to take the mark. Sealing around the corner is Richardson.
What a goal.
Throws all the way home.
Sensational goal.
So Charlie Richardson kicks his third goal, and the home side go to 13-6-84, leading Xavs 11-3-69. Travelled 23 minutes in this third quarter. That score on the Bendigo Private Banking Services scoreboard, and this term brought to you by BLK Sport.
Well, just a sensational goal there from Richardson, and he's had a great quarter down there on the deck. He's helped trap the ball in, he's tackled, he's kicked goals. Fantastic.
Steedman wins the tap for Uni Blacks. 100 players around the ball at the moment. Opportunity for them again as it comes out to Mahon, who kicks it towards centre half forward. Richardson there, the last goal kicker. Quayle went in hard, overran it. Old Xavs through Simonopoulos, could have been taken high. Uni Black supporters want holding the ball. Umpire crosses himself at centre half forward. It'll be thrown up. So ball up. Centre half forward, Steedman shoves his opponent out of the way. Mahon at the fall of the ball. Simeopoulos is there. Shrugs one, shrugs two. Got the handball away, did it well. Little kick from Wynn, got it towards Johnson. And Johnson's taken the mark near side. So Johnson, little man onto the left boot, kicks it to a neutral contest and then slapped away by Adam Pett with interest as well from the Uni Blacks team. The ball goes over the boundary line. 84 plays 69. The home side have come away, courtesy of Bendigo Private Banking Services.
Come together well, the Blacks back line in the after that opening quarter.
Stephen at the back with the fist, hit him in the face, falls towards Beetham, kick was smothered, Bennett got a little handball, and then it was Locke for the Uni Blacks, kicks it to centre half forward, Sharp overran it, Dynan came in, he was tackled by Dornoff, who has lit up in this third quarter, and the umpire will ball it up at centre half forward.
They're looking the more likely side, Blacks on that.
They're looking good.
They lead by 15 points. Dying stages of the third term. They work it out here. Steedman, quick kick out of the pack. The big fella, the ruckman. No one can take it. Ball in dispute. Robbins picks it up. Swings onto the right foot. Kick partially smothered. Gets it to a teammate at the top of the square. Sharp around his body and misses.
Should have got that.
So 3 goals, 2 for Sharp. And Uni Blacks stretch the margin by 1. 85 leaves 69. Old Xavs.
Johnston kicks it to the outer side and finds Johnston working together. Marcus to Tommy and then connects with Williams. Williams on the outer side. 4 kicks have got them to centre half forward play. Johnston should have been pushed in the back, not paid. Flight dispossesses him for Uni Blacks. He's got a man on his own at centre half forward. Here's an opportunity for Robbins over the top. Tried to handball it but didn't have enough gusto on it. Bean picks it up for Uni Blacks onto the left boot, kicks it towards the square. Sharp and Batten's marked it.
Oh, good kick from Bean. Good kick from Bean.
So Batten's got it.
Had a couple of opportunities to let that go then, Tyrone Bean, and he just held on to it long enough, saw Big Batten in the background and put it up in the air so he could have a run at it, and he didn't let him down.
Well, the Uni Black supporters have come to life. They lead by 16. They'll come to life if they lead by 22. Has he got it? Yes, umpire? Yes! So, just coming away slightly here. It is 14-7-91 to Old Xavs 11-3-69 thanks to Bendigo Private Banking Services.
Well, a sensational quarter of footy from Blacks, it's got to be said.
Brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely. They've kicked since halfway through the first quarter, they've kicked 14 goals, 5 to the Xavs 5-2. So that's fair domination of a game.
So travelled almost 27 minutes in this third quarter, and the Blacks lead 91-69. So 22-point margin, biggest lead Blacks have had for the game. Steedman takes it out in the middle, gets it to Batten, who gets it. Mark not paid. Umpire says, call it to me. So terrific game of football this afternoon here at the Melbourne University Oval.
It's been good, Steedman, in the ruck. Ken?
Yes, has been.
Yeah, got it down to a teammate in Hogan, but he was wrapped up. So the umpire says, give it back to me. The big fella's lock arms again. Steedman again.
Good position.
Gets it down to... So a carbon copy got it down to Hogan, who was all wrapped up. So Steedman again, he
just gets that front position.
He's really reading this very well. No one's able to get it. Umpire says, give it to me for a third time, and we'll see if Matt Hill can get play underway here.
He's coming in late in front of Shaw and getting that front spot and then dropping it.
Shaw won the tap down, and Simeopoulos at the bottom of the pack. Umpire wants it again. So Xavs just holding it up for the time being, just encroaching the edge of the square, centre half forward for Uni Black. Steedman won the tap, and the umpire says that's held up again. With at the bottom of the pack that time, Harry King. Steedman goes the big fist. Opportunity, Simeopoulos got the handball out. And wrapped up in the tackle was Tiernan after receiving it from Denton. The umpire says, I'll have it again.
Enough ball-ups going on here, Ken. You satisfied that your ruckmen are in the play enough here?
No.
No one really won the tap that time. Simeopoulos can break free and just kicks it to some open space. Falls to Uni Blacks through Moorfield. Kicks it high towards the hockey side of the ground. And Dynan and also Locke do battle over there. Now they get it free through Quayle. And, well, they had an open man over there in Robbins who took the mark on his chest. But similarly to Old Xavs in the first quarter, it's too late because the siren has sounded. So it seemingly was all Uni Blacks in that quarter. 14-7-91 to Old Xavs 11-3-69. And we'll have a full wrap of the third quarter and bring you a thrilling last quarter after this.